Okay guys, I just made mashed potatoes, but I made them Whole30 style. Super easy. I did this two ways. You can either microwave your potatoes or air fry them. I air fried them this time. Just get a little bit of unsweetened almond milk and a teaspoon, or how much, well, doesn't matter how much ghee you want, just throw it in there and let your potatoes cook. I cooked mine in the air fryer for 30 minutes. Then I just mashed them apart and threw in the ghee, salt and pepper, garlic, salt, and bam, mashed potatoes the healthy way.
It's Sunday and I am on my way to cold plunging class, running a little bit late but actually not doing too bad. And the past 2 days I've just been waking up and being not in the greatest space mentally. I just feel really down and I feel like I need to get more activity. We didn't work out on Friday and I forgot my gym clothes, which is really weird. I normally have all of my gym clothes in the car and I was like, okay, I'm gonna work out by myself on Friday. I just need to go put on my clothes, and I looked and I had no pants. Like, you gotta have pants, right? I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go home, go get a pair of pants, and then I went for a walk. The same as getting into the gym, like a hardcore workout. And we had a really tough workout on Wednesday, which was great. Definitely helped with cramp. I felt so much better overall. Listening to this podcast and they were talking about Mind Pump. That's really popular right now. So they were just talking about like all the benefits of like strength training and things. And I'm like, okay, like I need to get back into the gym on the weekend. I need to stop messing around. They were just talking about the practice of weightlifting. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. It's a practice. That's why I like yoga, because it's a practice. And you're trying to get better and better every single time. That's just kind of clicked for me. I'm like, okay, it's a practice of weight training and getting better. My best friend, she got married like several years ago and I had put on weight and I was like, okay, I at least want to get to a place where I feel look a little bit better. I think I was like a little under where my goal was, but I was strong and I looked better and I was a little bit leaner. There's this one guy that used to work there. He's like an older black guy and he would always ask me, what are you training for? And I said, I'm just trying to get in shape for my friend's wedding. Are you ever going to compete? No, like my competition is myself, who I'm trying to impress, not anybody else, not going to do a show. That's just not me. I've thought about it. I've had friends who've done fitness shows to get back into the practice of getting into the gym, having a consistent routine. And then also it's the practice of nutrition. That's another thing that I really need to get back on, is just reminding myself, like, this is the reason why you're eating healthy, or these are the benefits. This is the reason why you're making your food. It's because, number one, your body needs fuel, and then number two, you don't have to be perfect, but you're going in and you're doing your best and you're trying to correct your form. So that just kind of clicked with me, and I thought that was like a good message. Just every time you hit the gym, every time that you go for a walk, or you are just trying to get back into working out, and you go to the gym and you think people are judging you, it's really like everybody is gonna be positive and support you, and it's really rare that anybody's gonna be like making fun of you. Making this point about, it doesn't matter if Mr. Olympia or you're coming in and you're 500 pounds overweight, people in the gym are gonna cheer you on. And I've found that to be true many times, where I've come in, I've just been consistent, I've worked out, I've tried different workouts, and I started seeing results, but it took a long time. And people who would be in the gym at the same time that I would be, we would never talk. And I remember there was this guy that I thought he was pretty cute, and he was just, we always worked out next to each other, and I never talked to him. I was just trying to stay focused. And one day he stopped me and he was just, you have reshaped your body. He goes, your body has changed so much, and I've just seen you just, every time I come in, you're just working hard and doing what you need to do, and it's showing. And I was like, oh well, thanks. And that took a long time. That took more than a year of consistency and dedication and working out, doing some form of activity at least 5 to 6 days a week. Now, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that my body is functioning differently. So I'm still doing heavy strength training 3 days a week, but I also have to allow my body to recover and give it more time to heal. And so I'm doing other things in addition to working out. So yoga has been really a big help. I still get strong with the yoga moves, and also just going for hikes and walking. I really need to get back into my hiking, because I used to be doing a hike every single weekend, and that was just super good for my soul. But anyways, it's almost fall, so maybe I'll throw that back into my lifestyle. But anyways, I am going to get off because I am just a few minutes away from getting to the cold plunging place, and I'm actually barely going to be making it in on time, and I don't want a crappy mat. I want to make sure I get in a spot where I'm not in the, like, by the door, so I can sneak out and get into the sauna faster. It's still Sunday. I am going to the gym. I have not been to the gym in a very long time on the weekend. I'm gonna get some cardio in, and I've just been putting it off all day long, and I haven't been feeling super positive recently. So I just figured, well, since I didn't work out on Friday and I just walked, then at least I can go get 45 minutes of cardio today. And usually I feel better on Monday, so I want to have that good healthy high and have a great start to the week. So I'm gonna go do some cycling and walk on the treadmill, and that will be it. I'm not gonna lift today. I am just going to do cycling and just get out of my head a little bit. It's been a fairly quiet day after cold plunging. I didn't do a whole lot. I just cooked, and actually I take that back. I worked on my social media calendar for the month, and then I also got 4 blogs written. And the thing that I wrote about for the first week of September is I started talking about the scalp condition that I've been struggling with for decades. And so take a look at that when it comes out. It should be coming out on Friday. It should be like September 6th, I think, is when I'm gonna have that one post. I'm just talking about how much I've struggled with my scalp and my hair, and I really haven't talked about it, and I really haven't shared it with anybody. I've just been dealing with the scalp condition for more than 20 years. It started when I was 19, and it just started off as a little thing, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and it just never got better. I went to another dermatologist back then to see if I can get a handle on it, and now I know I got the wrong diagnosis. So, another 10 to 15 years goes by, and it just wasn't improving. So anyway, that's what I've been going to the dermatologist for, and I have so much damage. I'm gonna need surgery to fix that area. So take a look at that when I post that blog. I got tired of not keeping my promises to myself. I have been eating really healthy and clean. I'm done with the whole 30, but I'm gonna keep going. So I've just been looking for really clean ways for me to eat, and so I'm gonna have another blog in September that's gonna have a couple of recipes that I've made and I've seen online and things like that I'm gonna share. And one of them, of course, is my air fried chicken that tastes like rotisserie, and it was so juicy. And what else? And then my mashed potatoes, the Whole30 mashed potatoes that are way good. I made them already 3 times because I was really craving mashed potatoes on Friday, and I was like, well, I can't have regular mashed potatoes because there's a bunch of stuff in there that I can't have. But if I make it from scratch, then I can do it. So I just used almond milk, like I mentioned in one of the other clips, almond milk and ghee, and I just baked my potatoes in the air fryer for 30 minutes, and it came out great. I personally like the skin left on in my mashed potatoes. I know a lot of people are going to probably look at my mashed potatoes and be like, you didn't even peel it, you were lazy. Yes, I was, but I also do like the texture of this and the crispiness of the skin mixed in. So anyways, I'm here, and I've just been putting this off for so long to get back to the gym, and I just finally said enough is enough. So I'm gonna go in, do the best I can, and get out. And after that, I think I'm gonna do a little bit more cleaning. My room is not horrible. Everything's pretty organized. I vacuumed my floor, but I do need to wipe things down, dust a little bit. But I'm pretty much ready. Tonight when I go back home, I'm not hungry because I ate quite a bit today, but I'm gonna make chicken for the rest of the week, and it's just my just typical air fried chicken, and I just put some seasoning on it, throw it in, and it comes out perfect every time, and some salad. And that's going to be my lunch for the week. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at now. I might have more to say like tomorrow, because when I leave, it's going to be dark. So I won't have much to say. But yeah, that's my main thing right now. And then also really working on like not spending like extra money. So the only thing I spent money on was food, and I got the shampoo that my dermatologist recommended. So I'm going to be using that and hopefully seeing if I can like grow out my hair, because I'm thinking if I can grow my hair and get some length, that it won't be as bad. But I don't know. I haven't made up my mind about the surgery yet. So I'm thinking about it, but you know, every time I go in and I get my injections, so I am getting scalp injections of steroids to bring down the inflammation. And I was looking at some of the pictures that they actually took of my scalp, and it's a huge difference. I had some massive inflammation. It was just, like when I would look at it, like the pictures from when I first came in, it's like almost makes me a little sick, because it was just that bad. And so to see how much better it looks, and the doctor says like the scar tissue, she was using one needle, and because it was so thick and so much scar tissue, she couldn't get through it. So she had to switch to like a heavier needle. And so the injections, like the first time I did it wasn't too bad. Actually, no, the first time I did it, it hurt because they kind of did some numbing on it, but it wasn't like the greatest numbing. And so like my left side hurt really bad, and they have this little thing that kind of buzzes. It's like, they call it Buzzy Bee. So it kind of distracts you while they're putting all these injections in. So the first time they did my head, they did like 30 injections on one side, and then the next time I came in, they did 15 on the other side. And then the doctor, who's also like taking care of my case, I guess, she said we needed to increase the dose on that. So basically they're kind of like, what do you want to do? Because you're going to have to keep coming back and getting injections on your scalp, and I don't want to do that and have steroids in my scalp forever. But also having a major surgery on my scalp, I'm not really interested in either. So I kind of have to see what the doctor tells me. I would prefer not to have surgery and to just get some length on my hair, to just be able, it's, you know, a huge patch of no hair, but I have to figure out a way to get my hair to grow and get healthy. So number one thing is a healthy scalp. So that's what I'm working on. And it's nice because my back of my head doesn't hurt, and I don't have the inflammation and the itchiness anymore, but I will have that huge bald patch for the rest of my life because it's so damaged. So anyways, I'm gonna go to the gym now and work out.